lass mich heute Abend blicken. Ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten. Alle tanzen, die Damen sind echt entzückend. Ganzes Backblech voller Sahne.
Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Kerry, the nosy housefrau, and it is that time of year for ghosts, witches, and old-ass bitches. And we're going to do my announcement of the winner for the Naked Urban Decay Naked palette. And the winner is, drumroll, Carolyn Bird. Congratulations, Carolyn. I hope you don't live in North Korea. Contact me on Twitter and give me your information, and I will get your palette right out to you no later than Monday morning, possibly tomorrow, but let's shoot for Monday, okay? And I'll send you your tracking. Congratulations, and I hope you enjoyed the palette. Okay, so Kabuki is gone, but as you can see, Mr. Miyagi and Willa joined us. Maybe sit in the middle because everybody likes to look at my cats. Miyagi went AWOL. Are you back from your walkabout? He has been so out of sorts since Tux died. That was his baby. We actually got Tux for him, and he loved him. He had him since he was a kitten. It's just, they were so close. And now, you know, Malky's 13, but he just keeps smelling everything, trying to go outside. He's door darting, which he hasn't done in ages and ages. Hopefully he'll be better. We might have to get him taken care of. But anyway, I wanted to talk about so many topics because while I was gone these last 4 days, 3-4 days, a lot happened. Drama waits for no woman. And I was going to vlog the other day, and I was out and about, and I ran over a squirrel and killed it. First, it ran across the road. I was like, yeah, you made it. I had to like stop the car, and I'm like, you made it. And as I continued on, I didn't like hit the gas really hard, but as I'm driving along, it just darted. It was too late. Darted back under, and I felt it, and I heard it, and I looked in the rear view, and he wasn't instantly dead, but raised his head a few times and died. And I cried all day, like more than I should have. I had a very disproportionate reaction to something that is pretty inevitable when you're driving a car. I can't tell you how many I saved. I even had one drop in front of my car like Marty McFly right out of the tree, boom, and scatters off. I had to slam on the brakes. A chipmunk ran out, and I slammed on the brakes, saved him. And I won't do anything dangerous. And I was heartbroken, and it felt like a real depression hit me for 24 hours, and I slept a lot and I cried a lot. And I just think this is what people go through all the time when they're depressed. If that's what it is, the struggle is so horrible. From time to time, I've had depression, but nothing like this. And this, obviously, I'm in peri, and so my hormones are not as they should be. I'm sharing all kinds of fun stuff today. Debbie Downer. I killed a rodent. I killed a squirrel, and I just couldn't snap out of it. I couldn't do anything the rest of the day. Nothing gave me joy. I just felt like the world was an empty place, and I just was beside myself. And it felt like everything that ever happened to me was hurting. Every pain I ever had was in that moment. Yet I couldn't pinpoint one single thing that was breaking my heart. That, to me, must be what people are talking about when they talk about depression. I know about anxiety. I sure have social anxiety, but I've never had full-blown just dysthymic, breakdown, like just where I was useless to myself and others. And I said, I can't do this. I have to snap out of it. And I got a lot of sleep, and then I got some nutrition, and then I was okay. And I felt very good today. I felt back to myself. Normally, if I start getting the blues, I have a myriad of things I do to make myself feel better, and they all work, and none of them are medication, unfortunately. But I just snap out of it, and I have things that I look forward to, and it's really about having hope. Hope is important. I haven't felt really well. I feel like I've been fighting a cold a little bit the last couple of days, but I have felt my mood has been much, much better. And I thought I have to share this because this could happen to somebody else, and we really should be aware of what we're going through when we hit peri and how we shouldn't be expected to be ourselves, and that's okay. And for people who have depression, it's okay. Let yourself, get off the world for a little bit, get off the ride. Stop the world, I need to get off. That's how it felt for me. And I just let myself feel those feelings. I don't think I had a choice. I was just sad. And then I start to feel okay. And then it would hit me like a wave again. I would see something sad or, feel something sad, and my heart would just bleed for people. Just, how can I save the children? How can I help somebody who's in a bad situation? How can I make somebody else not be depressed? Like I just felt um, overwhelmed with too much empathy. Um, and it wasn't a pity party because I've had those. I'm great. I think I kind of have one every day. Poor Carrie. Poor Carrie. Um, it wasn't a pity party. It was just sadness. It was just deep, deep sorrow. And if anybody ever has that, my inbox is always open. You can always talk to me. I have support systems, and I'm my own very good support system. But all of my safety nets failed that day, and I just had a really bad day, a rough time, and it was traumatic for me to kill a critter because, as you know, anything that comes into my yard, I feed. I have opossums, raccoons, cats. My husband said that he thought he saw a kangaroo out there. So I could be attracting them from really far away, the strays. So anyway, I hope you all don't suffer with that. I know sometimes I get DMs from people who are really going through a rough time. And if I can ever be there for anybody, I'd like to be. I know what that feels like. And I was beyond the point of being able to reach out to. I just said I have to, feel this way. And I felt guilty because I kind of shut off my husband and my son too. I shut out everyone and everything. And that's certainly not something I want to go through a lot. But they were so understanding. And I'm fortunate that I have the great support systems that I have. And my husband knows I love animals, and that I just cried in his arms. I said I would never want to hurt anything. I would never hurt him on purpose. And I felt, I'm going to cry again. I'm going to cry over the friggin' squirrel again. Anyway, I don't have time to get depressed because I have to get angry over YouTube. That takes a lot of energy. I'm just kidding. But not really. Because lately there has been so much bad behavior on the YouTubes. And some people asked me to chime in on the Tati and Kiki drama. And that's probably old as time now, but I still will. Because I think there's some observations I've made over time about that. Not the least of which is I would be remiss if I didn't take full enjoyment of Tatikiki. The sorority names that almost got lost on me. I was like, wait a minute. Patrick's taking me to the Isle of Tatikiki. Let me tell you, that fun just goes on and on. The other two Teletubbies, Tati and Kiki. No, there was another one. I couldn't think of it. But, yeah, Tati. Oh, a Tati Nakiki. That means no worries. All right, I'm done. Oh, 1 minute we're crying about squirrels, and the next we're lambasting the beauty community. No, here's the thing about that whole Tati and Kiki thing. I understand Kiki's perspective. I think that I can see why she felt the way she did. However, I think if you're going to say somebody is being insincere, you really need something more concrete than just it was obvious to me. She's allowed to give her opinion on her channel, absolutely. But the thing is, Tati Westbrook has a history of giving honest reviews. And I watched her video where she was having trouble with the makeup, and a lot of people criticized her for using her finger. And I have to tell you, as a 50-year-old woman, when I can't get something to blend, I use my finger, and that's what made me think she was telling the truth about having trouble with it and struggling with it. And some days, no matter what palette you use, you're just going to have a rough time. It just happens. It doesn't come together the way you want. You forgot, to put on a primer, and it made a big difference. And the stars are not aligning properly. But I will tell you, I will sometimes blend with my finger because your fingers have oils on them. So if you're having a dryness, if you're having trouble blending, you might find a lot of control, and you might find it helpful to use your finger. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. I think she was struggling, but something to note is that she said, I'm going to play with this some more. Like she might have just been having a bad day. I just didn't get why she was so attacked for that. If I'm being honest, why wouldn't I be? I don't like that phrase. I should stop using it. But anyway, I didn't see why she was getting so attacked. And then I wouldn't have made a video explaining myself if I were her, but that's her decision. She's the one whose integrity was called into question. The thing is, she's in bed with other people business wise that probably makes it look like she's not objective. If you didn't know her, you might think that. And the bigger your channel is, the more you're going to be put under a microscope very intensely. And from Kiki's perspective, she felt Tati was rude to say, I wish you wouldn't have signed with these people. I totally see why Kiki felt that way. However, in the industry and in the way that Tati is in the industry and in the way I've seen LA work because I've lived out there, it's really not bashing somebody personally or trying to bring them down to say something very matter of fact like that. And how could she do any reviews if she wasn't able to say how she felt about him? She wouldn't be credible. I don't think she thought for a moment she'd be taking that woman's business away. She might be suggesting maybe do, this another time, or you could have hitched your wagon to another star. She really just didn't see that as the devastating comment that some people saw it as. I think Tati felt like that wasn't going to hurt her success at all. People don't always think of themselves as, big YouTube A-listers or anything. Some people do, even when they're not. I would have to say most people who are big channels think that they're superstars, the younger people. But I think Tati is a very genuine person. She's a businesswoman, and her credibility is important to her. If she didn't give her opinion on that makeup the way that it was, none of her reviews would be any good. So that being said, I think it was a big misunderstanding. And I think down the line, Kiki might look at it and feel differently. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. So much more drama to cover. So what did I think of Shane Dawson's series on Jake Paul? Kind of the same thing I thought before I watched it, which is I want to see Shane Dawson, not Jake Paul. I watched the last episode and I started liking him more until he just announced that he used racial slurs whatever. It was just a thing to do, I guess. They said stuff to us too, and we said, no. You got a kid whose family just taught him to be the best at everything. And I don't know, did they just skip the lesson on equality? I can't tell you, I don't know, but I thought it was horrible that he was pretty cavalier about using racist terms, and I hope he grows up. Well, I appreciate you if you watched this far. I'll be back tomorrow with my regular lighting, my umbrella lighting, and my fairy lights back where they belong, and the cat snoring. So we'll just let them get some sleep. And I will see you all tomorrow. I've barely scratched the surface on the drama that's going on. And there's going to be new drama before the weekend is over. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.